Testing. Let's see here. What you guys set up? All right. What's up, guys? What's up? So we know yesterday was FOMC. We're gonna talk about this trade right here that is looking like it wants to hit stop loss. This will be our first loss of this week. If we end up hitting stop loss, we'll see. But this was a simple trade. It's basically the exact copy of the last trade that we took on ACAD, which was here off of that manipulation that created this high. So simply we have another manipulation as well of these lows, and we made a new high here. Yesterday I was actually in profit on this trade, but we could not go break even yet. So this is PPI news. We have imbalance, right? All the confirmations is there. Okay, this is a confirmed trade. So yesterday we had our mitigation here, and we got an impulse move. This is FOMC. I actually held this through FOMC here. And then we had more news that came out later that day for the Aussie, which is explaining why we are getting this bearish pressure. So if we check all the Aussie pairs here, you can see we are getting very, very heavy selling pressure on the Aussie right now. So basically, let's go to the news and I'll show you guys what happened. Yeah, this was yesterday. So we had the unemployment rate come out yesterday, which and unemployment change came out kind of way worse than expected. Came out negative 52K. They were expecting 30K. This is the worst that I've seen that it's been in the past 3 months for the Aussie. So that kind of explains the weakness in the Aussie right now and why we're getting so heavy momentum to the downside. All right, so looks like this is going to be our first L for the week. I'm just waiting for this to actually hit stop loss so I can journal it and I can remove all of this and we could redo our analysis on there. But I'll wait on that. And let's talk about the other trade that I'm in. Right now we are in GCAD. I'm already reduced risk on here. So basically we talked about this on Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, we talked about this on Tuesday here. And basically we have our order flow. You can see it here. This is my fibs. Let me delete these fibs here so it's easier for you guys. And let me turn down this music too a little bit. All right, so yeah, see here, drew my fibs. We got back down to the discounted pricing. We got down to the 71. This Asian range here. We have manipulation at lows here, which leads us to a change of character. And you can see as well right here, we have another manipulation of all of these lows, and we got another move. So basically just took the mitigation here and we made a new high. So my stop loss has already moved. So we're just kind of already technically quote unquote break even on that trade. ACAD we could not go break even on because we did not reach our 1 to 2, right? We did not reach the 1 to 2 unfortunately, so we didn't go break even on it. Let's see. Those are really the only 2 trades that I've taken so far. EU and GU, I'm actually going to be starting to look for shorts. So what we're going to do here now, since we're looking at DXY and we see how we're actually coming up here to take out all of this liquidity as we expected. We're going to move up here, probably come in here and go higher to the imbalance, all of that good stuff, right? So what I am going to be doing here on EU, you guys can see today we just created our change of character. So now we can look for selling opportunities. We can look for bearish setups to target all of this imbalance here. Okay, have a lot of imbalance that we could come and fill. Very nice targets here on EU, okay, and GU as well. We know that the imbalance is there as well. So what I'm going to be looking for, simple as redistributions to the downside. I don't take mitigations off of FOMC, so I won't be taking nothing there. But what I would like to see here is maybe today we can make something. Hopefully, it's kind of already like late, but we'll see. Hopefully we can create a distribution, or maybe we can come up here, take out these highs, and then we can create something, or maybe we do something here, get a small manipulation, go lower, and we take this down somewhat like this, right? But basically, since we have already created our change of character, that gives us opportunities to sell. We already know that we are in premium pricing, right? We can see here our legs, high to low, high to low. So we have reached that 71 here on EU. So we can see this market give us that heavy selling pressure to the downside. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for here on EU. Now GU today. So we had some news come out this morning here, and GU also created a change of character for me as well. Let's go and let's follow our structure real quick, right? So we have this low creates this high, right? You guys can see we traded back into 50%. So that means we have low here to our high to our low, low to high, trade back into 50%. So have low here, we have high here, low here, high, low, high. You can see it got tighter right here, which is showing us that we definitely have a range here, which means this change of character is valid because we do have that range. So what I'm looking for here on GU as well is I am looking for selling opportunities today on GU too. We do have this news that came out today. I was thinking about taking a sell from here. I need more impulse to the downside though. We need to see more. I need to see more impulse, right? Because the reason why, we have liquidity above these highs. You guys can see we don't really have a manipulation up here. So we currently don't have a manipulation yet. And you guys know we always wait for the manipulation, but it looks like we have to take a continuation move. So if the market gets past this high here, I really won't be looking to sell it anymore. So that's why I technically want to sell from here, but we got to be wary of that liquidity that's sitting up here. So when we zoom in and we're looking at the market here, I need to see more impulse. I need to see more selling pressure. So this break right here is not enough. We need to see a more valid break beneath these lows, something that looks sustainable. Once we get that and we get that valid break, market pulls back, we can take a sell off of this area. The main reason why this is really the only area we can sell from is because it is news. Okay, that's it. It's valid news. That's the only thing here that we have that is valid to sell from. Right now, it doesn't really have any setups. I'm not looking for buys at the moment. Nothing here. To be honest, this might just be my target. Once we get that change of character, guys, that kind of just invalidates all of this, momentum buying pressure that we've been getting. We can see the market has been accumulating, showing bullish pushes. We've been mitigating. We've been showing more accumulations. Even yesterday here, we have a nice accumulation, which we see FOMC take us higher. And now today we immediately come back and we invalidate all that price action. That's showing me weak. That's just showing me weak buyers right here, which is also understandable. Look where we're at in the market, right? You guys can see we are kind of just blowing off steam here. We're kind of slowing down versus how we have this impulse buying pressure here. So it is expected that minimum, I would expect us to at least take out these lows. Let's say we get a push to the downside. Let me go on daily time frame real quick to kind of show you guys what I mean. So what I want you to see is we're not getting those same imbalances that we got before, right? We're not getting that same impulse here. We're not seeing a lot of heavy institutional buying pressure right now. Okay, so what that tells me is most likely than not, we're going to come here and take out these lows for the time being to fill these imbalances before we potentially get another push, or we're going to come all the way back into the origin of this whole move. Okay, so all we know for now, right, we don't really have to worry about where the market is going to come into. All we know is we have to look for these potential sales to at least target imbalance, right? That's the easiest trade right now that we can take. Okay, so our goal here is to identify those selling opportunities, and that's what I'm looking for here on GU. Like I said, just waiting for us to get a more valid break, and then potentially we will take a sell from today's news. Let's see, AU. As I explained before, the Aussie right now is kind of weak. We have very, very, very heavy selling pressure, so I'm not looking for anything right now on AU. Let's go this imbalance, or not balance, but liquidity here. Still have the breaker structure at this high. Yeah, not really looking for anything on AU today. It's really gonna have to form something for me. UCAD, we're seeing we have heavy buying pressure now. What I'd like to see on UCAD is at least a reaccumulation, because we do see DXY is going higher. So as long as DXY is going to continue higher like this, I do expect UCAD to continue higher. What I would need to see, since we don't have a manipulation we can buy from, our last manipulation was all the way down here, which we can see that took out these lows. But today, we don't really see anything we could trade from, or anything that I would want to trade from. I don't know if you guys have something here, but whatever strategy or whatever you're trading, if you have something here, good luck to you. But I don't see anything that's high probability right now to trade from on UCAD, so I would need a reaccumulation. So basically what we're doing right now, see if we could create that low, invalidate this price action, and then we could look for something off of that reaction, something like that. But at the moment, I'm not going to try to chase this market. All right, I'm not chasing any markets this week. USHEF as well, we're getting heavy buying pressure. So after our sell that we took right here, right, we got our quick sell here on this was Tuesday on our last call. We can see that the market is actually reversing. So I am looking for buys on USHEF too, right? We are still maintaining this area. Okay, we're still maintaining this demand zone that I was originally buying from. As you guys can remember, we were buying from this accumulation at first, right? Until we kind of gave us that change of character here. And now today, again, we just got another change of character right here, right? As soon as we invalidated that high. So what does that mean for us? It means we can start looking for buys on this market. Now, zooming in, what do you guys see? We see a lot of imbalance down here, right? So what does that mean? That means if we're going to buy the market from up here, we need to see a confirmation trade, right? It has to be a structured trade. It has to be an actual valid trade. We can't be aggressive up here, since we do have a lot of imbalance that the market can easily come down and fill, right? So what we need to do, imbalance all of this right here, all of that higher, yeah, just all of this area, guys, all of this area here, just a lot of imbalance here. So zooming in, see what we got. Let's see. We don't have a manipulation of anything yet, unfortunately. And that's why I really wanted to see is a manipulation, but we don't have it, right? So same thing here. This is why I have these kind of labeled, and I don't have EU labeled. Is I'm waiting for us to create the setup. All right, I'm waiting for us to create a setup for me. One of these setups, either a B setup or A setup. We already have our directional bias. We're just waiting for it to create that setup. Same thing here on UChef. What I would like to see today, honestly, is a reaccumulation. So maybe we get distro and then we invalidate that. That can happen on like the lower time frame, maybe like 5 minute to the 15-minute time frame. Something like this happens, we can take that higher because we are in a bullish order flow. We're seeing bullish market cycle. We're seeing buys to the upside. We're seeing impulsive moves higher. DXY is also supporting that. So I'm going to expect this market to continue going higher like this for today. So we definitely want to take advantage of this potential bullish pressure that's going on, right? We still need the confirmation, guys. We still need confirmation. Let's see. USD JPY. We invalidated this low here. This was Monday's news. We have imbalance there. I'm not really convinced yet on USJPY that we're gonna sell from here. Honestly, I still think we can come up here and fill up these imbalances up here and take out this high. And that's just my honest opinion. I'm not really confident in selling the market right here just yet, not yet. But what I can do is we will mark this out since this is a manipulation. And let me see what the daily is looking like. I have a daily wick. What we can do here is we can mark out this area. And what I would do is as we come to fill all this imbalance, we will be looking for sales up here. Okay. That's how I'll do it. I'll look for sales on the lower time frame here and see if the market wants to give us a sell to the downside. Since we're still respecting the structure technically, we're still respecting it at the moment. Gold, I'm expecting gold to continue lower for today, guys. Not really seeing many bullish impulses as we've seen before. We can see this market is slowing down. This is a clear, very clear distribution that we're forming here. So I'm expecting this to continue lower. I'm expecting us to actually come down here and come a little bit lower, probably back into the 3,000, honestly. So what I'd be waiting for today on gold, I'd be waiting for a break of these lows, come back into this price action, and for us to continue going lower, coming back into the 3,000. Okay. GJ, we're in a point of interest on GJ, so I am looking for buys on GJ. I actually need to send this out to me. I actually need to send this out to the Discord here. Get at the 50%. Okay, and I'll do this better here. I'll just manipulation. There we go. So simple idea behind this trade here and why we're looking for buys here on GJ. As you guys can see, we have clear order flow, low to the high, low mitigates our origin, create a new high here. This low comes here, we fill all of this imbalance, right? And the reason why this is a low is if we pull our fibs from this low to this high, you can see we clearly make it back into the 50%. So this low creating this high here, and you can see this is an expansion move as well. You can see how we're actually expanding past the highs. So this is actually a verified low. Now, this is a reaccumulation here because this here is the last down move here. As you can see, we have a distribution, and this is why we use Wyckoff to identify, different areas as well. So it makes it easier to identify these inside areas here. We have a distribution. As the market creates this distribution lower, we invalidate that distribution. So this here is our last area of potential institutional buying pressure, institutional selling pressure. We know at least some institutions was here, even if it was like low level institutions, doesn't really matter. We just know there was some type of big entity playing around here. That's why we're looking at this area. The market came into the 50% today. I didn't have a limit order here because we didn't have a manipulation. All right. But I will be looking for buys here. I'm looking for us to break this high. Once we break this high, let's see what this stop loss is looking like. No. Okay. Yeah, once we break this high, that'll give me the change of character. And let's see what we got going on. It's not a bad candle. Not a bad impulse. There goes the change of character. Yeah, there goes the change of character. Not bad. So, one of two things, guys. Either we come back in here, take our entry, take it higher, or I want to see a confirmed reaccumulation, right? Something like this, and we take it higher like that. So, I will be looking for buys here on GJ. Let me go ahead and send this out to the Discord since we have confirmed this. Some big arrows. Okay. See, indices are going crazy right now as well. I was actually trying to scalp indices today too. Well, at least with GJ going higher, I know GCAD will at least give us a bounce back here. All right, let's see. How can we make ourselves a part of this trade? How can we make ourselves a part of this trade? I think ACAD. Okay, ACAD did hit the stop loss. All right. Okay. Let me journal this real quick. Put this in my journal real quick, guys. PPI news. Let's copy that. All right. Delete, 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 delete. Okay. Oh, hi. Change a character. I'll like that for now. And the character. All right, that's it for now. That's why we wait for that breaker structure. It's a perfect example of why we wait for the breaker structure, guys. I see GCAT is coming super, super, super lower. This was the news for today. I'll still take this limit order down here, guys. If we continue lower, I will still take this down here. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Check out some of these indices real quick. I did. Oh, you're talking about the mentorship. Oh, the mentorship. That's where the full detailed course is at, where I explain all the concepts like liquidity, Wyckoff, everything in depth. Of course, like I said before, you don't really need the mentorship. If you do enough work and study, just off of content on YouTube, of course, you can, kind of find everything, especially since I have a lot of videos out that explains the topics, but they're not as in depth as the mentorship. Basically, like, it just goes in depth about everything and every single concept, explained in depth. And also, you get the free one-on-one calls as well. It's unlimited one-on-one calls, so that's also an additional. But I made it that way on purpose, so that if you don't have funds to actually pay for the mentorship, you could still get value from the free Discord as well. So I kept some like content like unrestricted, so you guys could get at least something in the Discord, and something for you to work off of. But if you do want the detailed course with all the in-depth information, that's where you're gonna find it at. Looking at NAS today, trying to see if we can get some buys here. See, indices are really giving us a nice movement to the upside. Nvidia, we're changing this character here. We do see that. Well, actually, might be nice if we come down and fill this gap. I would suggest going in the YouTube channel instead. Well, I have two videos specifically in the library, right? And those two videos, the trading plan and the routine and warm-up journal, those two videos are from the mentorship, and those two videos basically just go over my strategy and my routine. So those are the two main videos I would say that you definitely need to watch. And then also any of the back testing sessions, structure, everything is in here. Structure, Asian session, how to trade the manipulation of Asian session. Trade management is in here as well. Let's see, how to back test, best ways to back test. It's a lot in here. So if you just go through it, I'd say the key two videos to watch though in the library is definitely those two that I mentioned, the trading plan, and let me just put this in here so you guys can see it. Boom. The two videos that I mentioned was right here, the routine, warm up and journal, and the trading plan right here. These two videos are the main two videos right there. That's where I go in and I explain my strategy and everything like that. So, and then market cycle, of course, it's another free video. Back testing sessions right here, right? This is Murillo. He back tested here. Let's see. This is my Euro GBP back test. There's another one right here. Structure. And then Asian session, the same way that I trade Asian session now is the same way that I used to trade Asian session back in 2021. So boom, that's a video on how to trade Asian session. We have an indices video here that I made with Harry back then as well. Cause and effect, another review, right? This is an overview, basically just explaining the strategy that I talked about in the mentorship. So trade management, how to manage your trades here. So there's a lot of free information here, how to back test, right? So all those videos are, going over different things, and basically you just want to go through and study those videos, right? Overall, name of the video is there, so you kind of understand what I'm talking about throughout that video. So basically, depending on what you're looking for, if you're looking for just like strategy and everything like that, then I would suggest, you know, sticking to these 2 videos right here. This one right here, most importantly, it's a long video, I believe. Yeah, it's like 50 minutes, and it's just me covering the same thing that I'm trading right now. Hold on, I got you. Well, you see right here, so we have section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4, section 5, right? And market structure, this is going to be covering smart money concepts. And let me see, hold on. I just seen I got a market order for something. Okay, okay. You got to check. Hold on. But yeah, we got market structure, smart money concepts, Wyckoff, supply and demand, psychology, and then putting it all together. I'm not going to click on it because it's going to show the links. So each of these, let me look at it. Hold on. Each of these. So section 1 has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Market structure, the first section has 7 videos. And each video is over, let me see. Each video is over at least 20 minutes. Okay, there's some of them that's like an hour long. Those are going to be obviously more important videos. And then there's some of them that's like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. All right, and there's 7 videos just in that section. The second section, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos again. And basically each section has at least 5 to like 10 videos inside of it. So I wouldn't say it's super long, but you know, there's a lot of information, there's a lot of content there, because like I said, I go in depth on each of these topics because these are the topics that I use currently to trade. So I kind of, you know, try to hammer in how to really understand these concepts so you can actually understand the strategy itself, or you can make your own strategy out of it, because you don't have to trade the same way that I trade. And you can see that in the Discord. I do have people that use these same concepts, but they'll probably be scalpers, or, you know, they'll trade a different way. Like U5, for example, he's a scalper, right? He's on the lower time frame, sometimes using the 1 second time frame, and he's basically using the same concepts that I'm using, but he's just using it in a different way. And I go in depth on that because the concepts are versatile. You can be a swing trader, you could be a scalper, you could be an intraday. So that's why I kind of like hammer in and go in depth on the concept so you understand it for the concept itself, right? And then with that, you could use my strategy, or you could build your own strategy, or you could use my strategy to build your own strategy, right? However you want to do it. But the key thing is I want you to understand the concepts, because once you understand the concepts, it's going to be easy for you to kind of, you know, read the markets. And that's the main thing. I want you guys to be able to read the markets and understand the manipulations, understand the schematics, understand why the market is going higher, why the market is going lower, why you should be looking for buys, why you should be looking for sells. Let's see. I need GCAD to lock in because I know GJ. That's exactly what I wanted to see. All right. Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to see here, this distribution. So hopefully we can get this actual move to the downside, please, GJ. Let's confirm this distribution by coming lower. And then Once we confirm that coming lower, right, and we get that, let's say a couple candles lower, one or maybe two or three, let's invalidate that, and I will take this today, right? Either that, or we come down here and we try to take it. And now looking at it in hindsight, I want to see if I did take a limit order here. What would be the 62 stop loss? 103, 187. The pip count on this is actually not a bad target. It's in balance right here. Actually, what I'll be targeting here, honestly. All right, in balance here, we got liquidity. So we have a reason for the market to come up here. What's up, Jeslo? How you doing, man? Said 7 webinars with the last group. How many times? Right now, my live calls are public, and well, we do the market analysis on Sunday, and then just me trading live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The private calls that we did do were inside of the Discord, and that's the reason why I came into YouTube, because I would have to record each of those calls, and those calls were long. those calls were long, right? So I actually did not record those private calls that we did in the Discord, so you kind of just had to be there at the time. So that's why I kind of transferred over to YouTube. So YouTube automatically just saves it and records the calls for me, and I don't really have to do all the extra work. So, yeah. Yep. Flo, I'm looking at these markets too, man. Trying to see what I can get into here on GJ today. Not in the GCAD, but we're pulling back, unfortunately. So, see how that ends up going. Want to trade indices today. You're talking about the yen futures? It is 6. You talking about the yen futures? What's the ticker? JPY basket. Okay. Yeah, well, we have a nice distribution that I see here. Okay. Well, I mean, this kind of explains a lot. This distribution right here looks pretty nice. Even though the structure, technically, we are still bullish and we are pulling back. We already came into that discounted pricing right here. So right now it's kind of like Yeah, we pulled back into discounted pricing. So right here was the best time to actually take some nice longs. Well, short JPY pairs. But we are expanding. It's a very nice distribution, but structure is still bullish. So, I mean, just based off structure, I can't expect this to go higher. Let me check the daily time frame and see what these candles looking like. Yeah, we're getting nice pressure right now. We have a doji, we have bullish candle here, potentially another bullish candles, right? If we continue seeing these daily bullish candles, then yeah, I'm gonna expect us to invalidate this distribution, continue the move to the upside, which I see what you're saying, that we would have a strong yen. Let's go on to lower time frame. Let's see. Our distribution today. HK50. What are you using? Pepperstone. I'll go to forex.com. 15-minute. You said 15-minute buy? Where are you buying it from? Nah, I see it. I'll go into AU in a second, because yesterday completely ruined my whole idea when that news came out with their employment. Completely ruined everything. But for HK, right, we have bullish structure. So you're definitely you're on the right bias, right, to buy the market, but pull these fibs out. We're at the 50%. You said 15-minute buy? No, not here. Unless you're swing trading this, right? Be ready to hold. If you're gonna swing trade this here, be ready to hold. But if you want a better position, I'd say wait until we get down to the 71. Right? 71, you can actually see we have a candle here that you could go based off of. We have this wick right there around the 71. So boom, this will be a more specific area for you to get down into the 15-minute to actually look for that buy, right? Down here would be a lot better, because right here you're kind of just in no man's land, especially since we don't have an accumulation either. So I wouldn't buy it from here. This wouldn't be this not high probability. I'll wait until we get down here. But nice trend though. It's a nice trend. Definitely look for buys, but look for that down here. So yeah, so AU, I was honestly going to buy it today from this PPI, but man, I need to see some bullish pressure come in here. I need to see something, because we kind of sold off, and it's not just AU either. AJ sold off. I took a loss on ACAD today, sold off right off of my area here that I was looking at, same area, the PPI news. So we're kind of seeing some very weakness in the Aussie based off that news. Real unfortunate. Man, indices is going crazy today. Hold on. I think we're back in that time again where we're going to get these crazy rallies. We have a very, very nice pullback here. Very, very nice pullback here on U30 back into this daily area. I think NQ, which is NAS, yeah, we came into this imbalance. I was looking for us to come in a bit lower, but you guys can see our structure on the daily time frame is still bullish, right? From this swing low all the way to this overall swing high right here. We pulled back pretty deeply, almost to the 70. Looks like we got around the 60 right here, maybe like 61, but we're definitely in discounted pricing. So now we're seeing some actual bullish impulses. We're seeing some bullish momentum come in. So let's hope that we can continue this momentum. Let's go on the 15-minute real quick. Lots of imbalance here. Lots of imbalance. Where's the open? Open's down here. Yeah, we've moved very far from the open today. I think we continue to keep reaccumulating for the rest of the day. Honestly, I don't see no reason for us to pull back here unless we're coming back to fill imbalance, which maybe like right here, something like that. But with this bullish pressure, I don't think we pull back, especially not here. that'd be amazing. Let's see if we can pull back into this imbalance here. Nice daily candle. We're definitely coming to fit us imbalance now. Did you take longs? Last time we talked about it, we were down here. We were ranging now. I'd expect this to keep going, man. Probably can get a retracement back down at least to here before we see another ACU that takes us higher. Yeah, this kind of just took off, I see. But yeah, expect this to continue going higher. Look for reaccumulations. Yeah, look for those reaccumulations to take us higher. This is the only area that I expect this to pull back into, which is just back into this range. Probably see a pullback, tap, and then another push. I'll be a higher time frame thing to look for right there. I think we're definitely coming to take out these highs today. Do we have any? No divergence. Just bullish. There goes the real imbalance. SD CAD. Hold on, I got you, man. So with UCAD, I've been kind of staying away from it, honestly. We're in a big range here, and that's why I've been staying away from it. I do like the fact that we mitigated this demand zone, and since then we have been getting, you know, bullish pressure. But since we created this boom ugly distro here, gave it a push lower, push back higher, failed to make a new high, push back lower, failed to make a new low. So we're in a range. So I haven't been doing anything here on UCAD at the moment. But we're still bullish though. So just keep that in mind. We're definitely still bullish overall. It's just right now I don't see a setup that I would personally take. These will be just low probability setups here if you're going to take something. Now, as far as today, let's see what we did today. Okay, so let's use this price action today, right? We took out these highs here, right? Made a change of character, broke this low here. I would not be looking for sells. But what I would do here, so let me turn on this Asian. Let's see. It's the only liquidity rate that we have. Yeah. Where do we react from? Liquidity here. Liquidity here. Hopefully you get the picture now. This is why I haven't been doing anything. But what I would look for is at least for us to take out these lows. So either that, or if we can make our way back up and take out this high, then maybe tomorrow I'll take an accumulation to target these highs, right? Something like that. I need something here on UCAD that makes sense. And right now, I don't see the point of using capital on UCAD right now since nothing is 100% clear. I don't have an A setup here. And at the moment, I'm mainly looking for only A setups. Only thing I'll really like allow B setups or like, you know, lower probability trades on is GU. And mainly because that's the main pair that I backtested those trades on. So the price action is kind of already there for me. See if we can take out these eyes today, Nas. 43,000. Apple's not doing bad either. Yeah, let's get Nas to take out these odds today. We're kind of already high right now, honestly. So I mean, I'm just watching the market, honestly, guys. This just took off today. That's the thing with indices too. It'll just take off on you. But this could be something good for tomorrow. If we can get maybe a manipulation tomorrow that takes us lower, and see if we can get back into this tomorrow. Nice liquidity here. Just try to follow the momentum, see where it takes us. So that's what I'll be doing tomorrow too on indices. Seeing how impulsive we were today. I'll see tomorrow, depending on how we open. If we open this aggressive again, then we could probably be aggressive tomorrow too. We'll see. It depends. As long as we maintain this pressure for like the rest of the day. All right, we still have a lot of New York session to go. Amazing, GCAT, amazing. Like I said, this is still going to be the highest probably area to buy from right here. This is what's holding our order flow. So if we end up breaking this low here, I do expect this to come into here. So we will see what happens. Nice accumulation. Why didn't that happen inside of the area? So balance, filling balance here. Take the daily. It's a large daily candle here. Side to that low. percent of daily. Not a bad accumulation at all. Keep a lookout on that actually. Not bad. If we hold this accumulation here, might start seeing some bullish market cycle. So say we come and get a mitigation and we continue like this, I'll actually trade this higher. We'll see. We'll keep that there though. Mitigate the open. I think this also created an accumulation today too. It's definitely. But it's not in the same zone though. This is more in the open. If we were to trade at least closer, at least into here, did we? Let's see, did we at least mitigate the open of it? Oh, we did. Okay, hold on. I hate when the market does this, but we'll see. Back into the open. Well, here, CAD-J. Another accumulation. So basically the same thing here. And you know, I'll set both of these. Here. Oh, AU. Huh. AU, man. Be careful right now. So honestly, we're still inside of this PPI news. Well, let's start on the higher time frame. I still think we can go higher here on AU, right? Daily time frame is still bullish, at least from this low to this high. You can see we're getting a large accumulation. What I think we can potentially do though is I think we could at least take out these lows before we see another impulse to the upside. I think we take out liquidity first before we get another move. So honestly, I would wait for that manipulation first before you start looking for buy opportunities. Now, I know I see market is going higher at the moment right now, but I'm almost positive that we definitely will get a manipulation somewhere. So to kind of just avoid being liquidated and getting stopped out, wait for the manipulation. All right, wait for the manipulation of these lows. I'm just gonna remove this here at the moment. Wait for these lows to be taken out. All right, then we'll be trading back into the 50% of the whole overall move. So essentially, maybe we can get this. Then you start looking for your accumulations. You start looking for your longs underneath that to try to take this for another leg to the upside. Makes sense, because it's all about taking the high probability trade, guys. I mean, you can take, I I'm looking at this right now. Hold on, let me kind of break down to you guys. I'm looking at this right now, and I definitely see this as a terminal shakeout. So this, I mean, this is an accumulation. It's not the best accumulation, but it is an accumulation. All right. So, I mean, technically, if I wanted to, I could take a trade off of this accumulation, but it's not high probability because we have the liquidity underneath, right? And that's the main thing that I want you guys to focus on, is high probability trade. I don't want you guys getting comfortable taking lower time frame setups all the time. Okay. Just wait for the high probability trades. So that way it's easier for you to handle your emotions and you're not constantly just trying to get in and out of the market. All right. We take a lot of losses most of the time because we're trying to find the next trade, or we want to take a trade. And we're just not patient. We're not waiting. So that's basically what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be patient, wait for the setup to show itself, wait for the market to show you the right conditions that you're looking for so you can take your trade. That way, instead of me trying to get into here, taking this accumulation, and even if I were to take this, I would probably risk like 0.5% or maybe 0.25% just because of how low probability it is, rather than just me waiting for like actual trade that can give me a nice setup that I can trade like 1% risk on. You get what I'm saying? I'd rather wait for that. And there's just other markets that I can get into rather than trying to stress myself out with a low probability trade. So that's how I think about it. I'd rather go and find a high probability trade than try to catch or chase a move when it's still low probability. That's how you have to think about it. Think about the long term. But yeah, these lows here, or unless we just form the most beautiful accumulation here, and we start getting crazy. Just crazy market cycle. Let's say we just start seeing. Say the market just forms a beautiful accumulation right here, and we start seeing something like this, right? Wait for the market to actually show you that buyers are getting in here. Right now, this is a lower time frame setup, right? This is like a 15-minute, I'd say like 5-minute to a 15-minute setup, right? What institutions you know that are trading the 15-minute or the 5-minute time frame? None, right? They're usually on the 4-hour daily time frame. They're taking larger orders, bigger positions. That's why we have big schematics like this, right? So as long as you can identify these big schematics here, and you wait for the market to get into the discounted pricing of those big schematics, like we know that buyers were accumulating orders here. Look at this wick right here, right? We know that inside of this daily candle, this wick, buyers were accumulating orders. So that's why when the market came in here, you can see how we have more rejection wicks, and look at the daily candles that just blast off towards the upside. And even then, guys, we're still maintaining bullish pressure here. Look at these daily candles here, right? So we're still maintaining bullish pressure. Now, what I think is going to happen is we need to see more accumulation. I think we need more orders filled. That's why I would wait for that manipulation, wait for another accumulation here. Once you see the buyers, once you see that institutions are accumulating again, that's when you can take your positions to take this higher, right? Just don't settle for low probability setups. That's pretty much it. Don't settle for the low probability setups, guys. Wait for the market to actually show you the move instead of trying to force the move onto the market. It's going to show it, right? You're going to see it. You're going to see when buyers are getting in. You're going to see when the move is going to happen. You just have to be patient and wait for it. These markets aren't going nowhere, guys. Trust me. Unless the whole world completely just crashes, right? These markets are not going nowhere. You always have time. Okay, there's always going to be another setup. There's always going to be another trade. There's always going to be another opportunity. That's why we show up every day. That's why we're here, to find the opportunities. Okay, as long as you're showing up and you're making yourself available to the market, you're going to see the opportunities. You just have to be patient. Do a quick overview real quick, guys. Let me see. It's getting later into New York. Let's see what's going on. Before we close it up. Let's see. So yeah, EU, like I said on the daily time frame, we are in that 71. So we see that we're in that 71. I did expect this market to slow down here. That's why I haven't been buying EU. We can kind of see the price action here. You can see what's going on, right? We finally created that change of character. So now I will be looking for selling opportunities once I do see them, right? We got the change of character. Now I just need the selling setup to come in. Maybe a distribution, a redistribution, just something. I don't usually take the mitigation of FOMC based on my back tests. My FOMC, the mitigations are kind of like 25% rate for me. So I've been kind of just avoiding FOMC mitigations. If it was CPI or if it was PPI, something else, NFP, I would have definitely just took the entry off of it, but not FOMC, right? Those were just low probability for me based on the back testing sessions that I've tested it on. So I would honestly just wait for a distribution. Even if we do pull back right into here, I'll still wait for a distribution or something to actually take this market lower, or just a redistribution. So say we get an accumulation and we invalidate that, redistribution lower. And basically the goal here is to fill up some of this imbalance right here, right? That's going to be the main target. It's an easy target. Fill up some of this imbalance. Maybe we can even go down here and fill up all of this imbalance here. Like I said, we are in a bearish leg here on the daily time frame. So make sure you are paying attention to that. All right, GU, same thing here. Gotta change the character. So we stated it earlier today, right? This was the news, but you can see here we're looking for the break of structure, and this is not a break of structure, guys. These wicks are not. It's not what we're looking for. All right, we need the market to actually go beneath the low. We need a bullish, we need a bearish closure candle. We need actual selling candles to sit down here, and we need to see a body closure underneath. So we're looking for sales on GU2. It's going to be the same thing. We're going to be targeting all of this imbalance down here, maybe getting us back into this daily reaccumulation. But for now, we're just going to be looking for sales just because DXY here is accumulating, right? I do see us coming higher to just fill up all of this here and potentially still continue down. I still see us going lower, to be honest, because this is honestly where I want to see us really get maybe the next leg from. But for now, I think we come up here, right? I think we come up here and then we get another redistro to actually come into where the origin is before we see maybe a larger accumulation, and that right there is going to decide whether we push back higher or whether we tank. Okay. But right now we're kind of no man's land, so just look for the easy targets, which is just imbalance. So if DXY is pulling back to target imbalance, EU and GU will go lower, so just find the same reason, imbalance, which will mean that AU potentially we can get a better entry, even maybe even we come lower into this daily wick right here, or we come back into the 71 and the 80. Okay, let's see. UChef looking for longs, obviously. So I was already buying this market, as you guys know, earlier this month on this accumulation here. Pressure was kind of slow. We did make some profit off of those buys here, but I ended up closing this trade here. This was CPI, right? I ended up closing that CPI trade after we got break even right here, and then all we know, we took those sales on Tuesday, but now we're seeing the market is still maintaining this large area here. So, and today obviously you can see we have this large candle that's going to close. So based off that large daily candle here, we are going to go higher. We do have imbalance here that I could see us come and fill, so that's why we were not being aggressive today, and there's just really nothing for us to be aggressive on, right? We can see The market is really not giving us any manipulations or any just accumulations, reaccumulations. We don't see anything clear. So we're not going to force a setup where there's no setup, right? So we're just going to wait for this market to create something. Tomorrow's Friday. Hopefully we create something tonight during London session, maybe an Asian session manipulation. Let's say, so basically the same thing you guys seen here and where we took our trades from, right? For the selling opportunities, we're gonna look for that same thing. So maybe Asian session creates a range. We get that manipulation lower. We get the next impulse push, and we could just take that mitigation and continue it like that. Okay, so that'd be something I'm looking for. Other than that, I'd hope that we come lower into this imbalance down here, and we could potentially look for something there and take this market higher. USD JPY. We have clear imbalance, so I do expect this to continue going higher for the rest of today, filling up this imbalance. Low probability area here, just because I do think UJ can continue a little bit higher, at least to take out this high and get into here. Even though we do have order flow, that's the only reason why I'm even like, you know, expecting a reaction here, because technically we're still respecting the order flow. But to be honest, we can see that potentially as liquidity as well. So, and gold, be careful on gold. We're at all-time highs. Don't want to be super aggressive on gold, but gold is technically still bullish. Market cycle is technically still bullish. You can see where we left liquidity here. I wouldn't be surprised if we left liquidity again, but we don't want to predict that, right? We want to see the market actually create that move towards the upside, right? We want to see that move here, and simply just be careful. Follow the bullish order flow, but be careful because understand we are at just all-time highs, so this market can turn around any second, and we can just start getting that bearish cycle, which inevitably is going to come. You're going to see, you know, that bearish move as we've seen it here. You're going to see another move like that that gets us back into like some type of discounted pricing. But as of right now, hey, this market is pretty bullish. I just went through UJ, man. So daily time frame, see we're bullish, right? After we gave us this huge retracement here, we came into the 50%. You can see we formed this accumulation here. Formed the accumulation, daily time frame. We had a change of character here. We have a nice push. Now we invalidated that order flow this low right here. And this is why we had this bearish order flow going into this, right? You can kind of see it. Well, it's actually started from this distribution up here. See the bearish order flow, right? And so the reason why I'm actually even considering looking for buys here is because we're back to this daily area, and you can see what we did here on the higher time frame. We created a nice accumulation, and we can't just ignore that, right? Nice accumulation here. So that's why I'm potentially saying that I do expect this to continue higher. I honestly was trying to buy this market from here, but as soon as I woke up this morning, we just invalidated this demand zone. So no buy for us, I guess. So that's why I'm kind of just, you know, I will look for something inside of here. We're not taking a limit order there, of course, but we will see, let's say the market creates a nice distribution in here and we actually, you know, get the break. We'll probably look for sales to take this a little bit lower. Just respecting this order flow here, because technically we can come lower into the demand if the market wants to. So we don't want to pressure the market and force it. So we'll just react on what the market is showing us. But I wouldn't be surprised if we just, right, just keep that in your mind, because I can see that happening as well, right? It's kind of 50-50 for me, so it really depends on how we react here. But I know for at least today, we're going to come up here and fill this imbalance. Look here on GJ, see what's going on. Aha, there it is. That's what we wanted to see. All right, we came back into the imbalance. That's nice. How we just need to break it this high. Oh, that was terrible spelling. There goes the reaccumulations here as well on CAD and AJ potentially. ACAD, we need ACAD to do something, and then I think GCAD is still messing around here. I think indices might have slowed down for today. Still see us come down here. Took our Asian highs here as well. Yeah, I can see a little retracement here on NAS and XPX. Just a little retracement. Probably by the end of the day, late New York, probably like 1 o'clock for me. We'll probably see the next move. I do expect us to take out these highs. If we don't do it today, most definitely tomorrow. Hopefully we don't do it today, so that would be an easy target for tomorrow. So hopefully we do just pull back and sit down here so we can actually look to trade this tomorrow. Equities open, see if we can get a mitigation and wait for that impulse from equities open. If we get that, we'll take that mitigation and target this high. So that's a dream. Let's see. I don't know. Indices probably not gonna do that, but we'll keep that dream in our head for now. Yeah, let's see. That's pretty much it for me, guys. Do you guys have any last questions? Anybody? Anything? Any pairs you want me to look at real quick before I end the live call? Yeah, so I mean, I didn't take anything today other than GCAD. I woke up this morning and the trade was activated, and then I took my first loss on ACAD. Yeah, first loss on ACAD today off of this area. So we talked about that early inside of the earlier when we started the call, but that was pretty much it. It's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow, we look like we have some pending setups. GJ, CADJ, accumulation, that reaccumulation, AJ, UCHEF. Those are going to be the key ones that I'm watching. So just to kind of show you guys, because I'm not going to be live tomorrow, but join the Discord, right? There's a link somewhere that you can get the link to join it. And I will send the setups when they do happen. But so far today, nothing. But tomorrow, be on the lookout. We're looking for UCHEF long. So we're going to look for a buy opportunity on UCHEF. We're going to look for sales on GU, sales on EU, GJ. We're going to see if we can confirm this accumulation. And we're going to look for longs to target this imbalance, right? See we're in bullish order flow. CADJ. We're going to look for a market cycle. So we have an accumulation. We need a reaccumulation. And then we could potentially target those highs. AJ, Same thing. We have the accumulation. We need a reaccumulation, right? And then GCAT, I'm still in. I'm just gonna be holding this trade, see what happens to it. If we break this low here, if we break that low here, then I'm gonna be looking for. Well, I'm gonna put back. So we did have a limit order here that we ended up deleting because we got to change the character. But if we break this low, that limit order is going back on. Okay, because we're still within this leg. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for me, guys. You guys have any further questions? If not, I will see you guys in the next call. Well, I will see you guys Sunday because we're going to do a live analysis on Sunday. So I'll see you guys on Sunday, or I'll see you guys in the Discord. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for joining in. I really appreciate every one of you that comes in here and trades with me. It's really fun to trade with others. I'm not going to lie to you. It's a lot better. Makes the experience better. Time goes by faster. So that's pretty much it for me, guys. See you in the Discord. Join Discord. Ask me any questions in there. Okay? And peace out.